Without a doubt, HS2 was overshadowing the Tory conference. And indeed, it was the big thing that ended up derailing the entire thing. And of course, Sunak's speech pretty much confirmed what everyone by that point had assumed to be true, that Sunak would be announcing the cancellation of this rail line. And this is an absolute disaster. By not delivering HS2, by not even considering the implications of cancelling it, not only is Rishi Sunak wasting billions of pounds of taxpayers' money in a project which, I want to reiterate, was going to be a one-off cost and would have brought massive economic booms in being able to move between people, between cities, was a fantastic project. It was an amazing idea. And unfortunately now, Sunak has gone even further and become what I think should be certainly a new nickname for Rishi Sunak. We've got Robin Rishi, stealing from the poor to give to the rich. We've got little Rishi Sunak being so weak and ineffectual, being unable to control his own government. Now we've got spiteful Sunak, or Sunak the Spiteful, essentially salting the earth so that the northern leg of HS2 can never be built. Well, it can be built, but he's assuring that Labour, under this, what has been described by Gareth Dennis, we'll get to his comments in a moment on this, has been described as a complete fire sale. This just goes to show you the pure lack of ambition on this. And Keir Starmer's response to this, I think, has been very mixed, unfortunately. I think he should have said, if Rishi Sunak is not going to do this, we are going to go in and we're going to make sure this rail line gets built. And I think the response to this is mixed. And I'll agree, it is mixed, because I don't know now, even if Labour wants to restart the project, it is going to make it more expensive, because now they're going to have to rebuy that land. And of course, if you're a developer, you're going to buy that land and you're going to sit on that land, because you know that if this project does get restarted, the price of that land is going to skyrocket. And if a developer does go and build on it, well, this is such a spiteful move. It's unbelievable. And already they're lying about the investment in other transport links. They've lied about the Manchester Metro link to Manchester Airport, which, when I heard about that, I was like, hold on a second. The Manchester Metro link to Manchester Airport. I've been on that. I've been on that quite a few times. That's already been built for years. It's already been running. So they were either being completely deceitful in order to say, oh, look, we've built this transport thing, look at us. Or they were so incompetent that they hadn't even realized that there was already such a link in existence. Like I say, you be the judge. But yeah, we're going to go over the comments from Gareth Dennis. Like I say, we've had him on this channel before. Like I say, go check out that interview on not only just HS2 we were discussing, but Northern Powerhouse Rail, something else, much needed transport infrastructure we desperately need in the north. And of course, we're going to go over the comments of the Liverpool regional mayor, who goes through and talks about what this rail line meant to his region, the benefits it would have brought to his region. And we've always said it, and I will always stress this to anyone. The cost of HS2 to build it was a one-off. Once it was built, it was there. And it was going to provide money. just constant money after that of economic benefits. Yep. We've had Sunak abandon all his ambition, all his stuff in this. And if this really upsets me, it really, really does. Because this really did represent something good, something actually good for the North. For the first time in a long time when it came to transport infrastructure. And instead, these other transport announcements, well, they're nothing. They are generally nothing. The things that in some cases have already been announced, like the expanding of a couple of motorways that are already slated to go and be ready to be done. A lot of these projects could have run in tandem while we were building HS2. But so much for investing in the UK, so much for investing in the North, so much for even leveling up the North. And I will carry this message to every single Northerner. No matter what promises a Conservative makes about leveling up or improving your area, they've just shown in this announcement that they don't care. And this should forever, ever haunt them, this cancelling. And I think there has been a stunt already of someone taking a tombstone with, HS2, chiseled on it, saying, killed by the Conservatives and Rishi Sunak. But anyway, we're going to go into their comments because I think they are definitely worth going over. But before we do go over those, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below there are links to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me coffee. And of course, there is the YouTube thank you button, and of course, the Pony Club down below as well. So we're just going to go over the comments, and they are down here. So this is what Gareth Dennis had to say about this. He said, I knew Sunak would cancel HS2 to Manchester, but I didn't expect him to be so spiteful that he would authorize the sell-off of land on the route. These are barely any votes in lifting the safeguarding. It's pure salting the earth to make it extremely hard for Labour to build it. What will happen now is essentially a fire sale. The land is not going to be returned to nature. It's going to be developed on. That will make it much more expensive and more complex should any future government want to build it. Rotherham, Andy Rotherham, the regional mayor of the Liverpool City region, this is what he had to say. After weeks of uncertainty and confusion, Rishi Sunak's lifting of the HS2 safeguard order means that he has not only cancelled HS2, but he has killed it stone dead. The consequences of his decision will tie any future government's hands and make the delivery of HS2 for the North all but impossible. The Liverpool City region was set to benefit from a 15 billion economic boost from the delivery of HS2 and the Northern Powerhouse Rail in full. Think about that. Liverpool City region was going to get 15 billion pounds just from building that. That's just one region. You build this type of infrastructure. Sure, it's expensive, but you reap the economic benefits of it. And a lot of people were pointing to the Shinkansen, the Japanese bullet train, their high-speed rail line that they built. They've pointed out it was delayed, went over budget, but the economic benefits it has brought to Japan have paid for it, like at least, I think someone said at least 100 times over. Like, that's the type of economic benefits building this type of stuff can bring. So whenever anyone says, well, we don't need high-speed rail, no, we do need high-speed rail, because the benefits it can bring in economic boosts and all kinds of stuff and knock-on effects from that as well are huge. And yet you've just had a government cancel it because they have had such a lack of ambition and were just scared by the costs, which they knew, they could see. They were the ones signing the checks. Rishi Sunak, especially, was the Chancellor. He knew the costs of this, and he's cancelled it out of fear, out of the spiraling costs, denied any future government from being able to rebuild this successfully or at least easily. I think Labour should be brave on this one. I really do think they should. They should just come out and say, we are going to build HS2. And if it's more expensive, blame Rishi Sunak. And you know what I would do? I would go, what tax can we put on not just Rishi Sunak, or at least target Rishi Sunak and call it the Rishi Sunak tax, and tax the businesses that Rishi Sunak is part of, or, we could do a dividends tax, which I think would be really good. Heck, bring in a wealth tax. Why not at this point? Say we're having to bring in a wealth tax so that we can pay for the cost of HS2, which Rishi Sunak has made more expensive. You want to complain about us bringing in this tax? Go talk to Rishi Sunak. He's the one responsible for this, and the rest of the Conservative Party. That's what I would be doing if I was Labour right now. Now, Keir Starmer, I think, has come out on this and been like, I don't know really what we're going to do, because we can't really promise to build HS2 at the moment, because, like I say, with the land being sold off, it's a bit difficult to promise that. But he did go on to say, we want to make sure that there are transport links for all our cities in the country. So while he can't, rightly fully commit to building HS2, we've got to see more transport infrastructure be built in this country. And it's a shame to lose this. But anyway, we continue with Andy Rotherham's comments from Liverpool City Region. This is what he also had to say. So Liverpool City Region was going to benefit from a 15 billion economic boost from delivery of HS2 and the Northern Powerhouse Rail in full. Almost overnight, the Prime Minister has robbed us of any chance to grow and develop our economy. He has turned the Northern Powerhouse into the Northern Powerless, with his latest act in a long line of pronouncements that are holding down the North, not levelling us up. In his first speech since the interview party conference, Sunak has declined to apologise for the decision to scrap the rail line, saying that sometimes he needed to take decisions that aren't always easy. This was the easiest decision in the world was to build HS2, because the economic benefits it would bring would pay for itself. And that's the easy decision. You build HS2. You invest in this type of infrastructure. That's the easy decision. But no, Sunak has not done that. Instead, he's ran away, showing the lack of ambition and the lack of, well, just anything in this. Done, pushed, probably by other people in the party saying, oh, look, we cancelled this big project. Aren't we saving people money? They weren't saving any money in this. And it's just so depressing. It really is. It honestly really is. It makes me so angry on so many levels that this is being cancelled. And especially the lifting of the safeguard for the land of that HS2. Not only did Rishi Sunak kill HS2, he old yellowed HS2, took it around the back of a shed and shot it and then buried it for everyone to see. And that's unfortunately what's happened. Once again, the North has been absolutely shafted by the Conservative government. And like I say, if I were Labour, I would be going, right, we're building HS2. You know what? Wealth tax to pay for it. Why? Thank Rishi Sunak for that. If someone is going to have to pay all these extra costs, well, it's going to be Rishi Sunak, and we're putting this on him because, well, he cancelled it, so we're going to make him pay for it. I don't know if they will be that brave, but we'll see what happens. But hopefully, of course, the big win in Scotland this morning. hopefully that will make them a bit more braver in doing stuff. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.